Here we are wrestling with Ski one more time. Talk about NXT last night, which I mean, it really did seem to just could just be me. It really seemed to just fly by. Like there wasn't a lot to it. It felt last night, but I mean, we got to lead into Dakota and Raquel against Zoe Stark and Io Shirai, and Raquel gets the win, pinning Zoe. No shocker there. That's how they've been trying to build her. They've been building her for, and obviously they wouldn't be putting her in a match against Io and making her look this good and like a monster, unstoppable. Yeah, if they weren't doing that. But man, that that scream from Io though after Raquel popped her on the announce table after the match. I mean, it actually kind of sounded like it might have really hurt. I mean, it just dunk. That was just a solid thud. I'm not. I mean, again, I'm still not looking forward to that match, um, at all. I mean, Io make it a good match, but yeah, I just think there's more deserving people. Really think they just ran out of options as to who Io could face. So we'll see what they do next week. I don't know. I'm not still. I'm just not feeling Io and Raquel at all. It could just be a Raquel thing. I could be mean, but I mean, Raquel looked good in that match. I mean, they made everyone look good. And Zoe Stark, I mean, another good match. So she looked good. So, I mean, it should be okay. Like, we'll wait and see how it is. We'll see. I think it'll be a hell of a match, though. Again, I'm just not looking forward to it. It's like when AJ's having a match. Like when Shane does one, like he's in a Street Fighter duel, because we know that, he's not the most technically gifted guy, Shane, but it's going to be a good match. AJ, you could put him in there with anyone. It's going to be a good match. So, I'm not saying anything bad about, Io and Raquel. I think Io will make the match really good. I really do. It's just not a fan of Raquel. I just think it's too early. I don't think she's seasoned enough for. I just don't like her. I don't know. Could be me. We got to see Scarlett and Cross and Scarlett and Carrion. And Carrion, I thought, did him talking on the mic. I like her better than him on the mic, but he can talk. And it's not really that horrific to listen to either. It's just something about his delivery that just throws me off. And you know, against Oni Lorcan, because Oni lost the belt because Danny Burch hurt his shoulder and all that. I believe it was his shoulder. And they let Oni have a better match than I thought they were going to. I thought, saw that. Well, I mean, even though he just lost, he had to relinquish the title, he's going to get mauled. And, I mean, he really did. They let him have a few moments, which. But then, after it was over, after, obviously, I mean, you could see the welts in the red on both of them. I mean, they were beating the hell out of each other. But we all knew it, Karrion gets a victory. He's sitting there running his mouth. And you know just how much they're going to use Oni Lorcan now. Because he was laid out on the floor. Yeah. And as Finn was coming to the ring, he just stepped right over and moved on like he wasn't even there. So I'm pretty sure that little experiment and all that is now over, and he's going to vanish for a while. But I'm looking forward to that one. Like I'm really looking forward to Cross and Balor because I think they could just beat the hell out of one another and make it really, really good. Make it very memorable. So I think that'll be a good one. Got to wait and see what they do with it. There's always a chance they could screw it. But as everyone's doing two nights, I think that's going to give them more opportunity. Because they're not trying to ram it all into one show, so they could go a little bit bigger and better and more huzzah, or something. So I think that'll be an actual really good match. They're two styles. I think they're just going to beat the living hell out of each other. I really, really do. So, See what they do, though. There's always a chance they could screw it. But I think it'll be one of the better matches on the card. Then we get to find out they're doing the big gauntlet eliminator, all that, with all the guys. And then, the 6 from that will apparently go on to fight on TakeOver Night 1. Whoever wins that is going to face Johnny for the North American title on Night 2. So there's a lot of ways they can go with that, with the people in it. I mean, I think Grimes is in there. Pete Dunne said he's going to, win it. He'd be there. Pete Dunne, that could be a good one. I think that'd be really good. Loomis, because he had won his qualifier for the ladder match originally all those months ago, but got hurt, so he didn't get to be in it. I mean, and the way they've been doing with him in theory, I mean, that one makes a lot of sense. But I think it's going to have to come. Bronson Reed's in it. LA Knight. I think it's going to come down to Pete or Dexter. One of those, just because Pete Dunne is amazing. Can't take that away from him. And again, Loomis has been doing all that stuff with Gargano and Theory and all that. So Theory's in the match. It's just one of those. Why would they have done it if they're not going to take advantage of it? And cash out a takeover. But we got to wait and see what they're going to do with that. Well, I mean, hope for the best, I guess. No matter what, it'll be a good match. So with what they have in there, so it won't be a giant waste of time either. And then it's Johnny Gargano. I mean, no matter who he faces on Night 2, we know it's going to be a good match. I mean, he is that good. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you think otherwise, well, too bad on you. Then we get to the waste of time, which was Walter with, Eichner and Bartel against Drake Maverick, which, what's the point? I mean, he went out there, Walter just squashed him in 45 seconds, maybe, if that. Enter Ciampa, challenges for the NXT UK title, a takeover, slaps the taste out of Walter's mouth, and, gets mugged, obviously. Those two are there, and they do their whole thing, but, I saw Walter have a match or two, and I was like, that's not that bad. But I don't know. There's just something about him that doesn't intrigue me. But the matches are always good. I mean, there's nothing against that. And well, I've only seen him twice, but it's Ciampa. He puts on phenomenal matches. So does Gargano. So does it's going to be a hell of a takeover. And Shotzi and Ember going against Aaliyah and Mercedes Martinez. I mean, Ember pins Aaliyah to get the thing, so Mercedes loses, and we know they're going to. I'm just waiting to see them get to takeover against Candice and Indy, because I think that'll actually be a really, really good one. There's something about when they're all in the ring. I mean, it does work. They can go. They can make it really special. And again, for a change, the women's tag matches, we all know they don't get the biggest time. It's only a 2-hour show, but 2 nights. That gives them a chance to really show off what they could do and gives them more than 10 minutes or so. So I'm waiting to see how that goes. And then that gets us to the big one with the whole situation with the Undisputed Era. They had obviously, and they played it off where Adam came and tried to attack Kyle at his jiu-jitsu place and screaming at each other and all that, doing the normal thing, and then they have to show up and sign in with the other guards around them, security, to make sure nothing stupid happens. And Roddy goes to Kyle, and that's why we still got this, and he says it's not about us, it's over, sorry, deal with it. And there's poor Roddy, and then Cameron Grimes is in there talking to Roddy, and I got to see Cameron Grimes get punched in the face, which I'm okay with all the time. And I think they're going to have a great match. I mean, the way they set it all up. I mean, I'm just waiting to see what Roddy's going to be in the role and all. Or Bobby Fish, we haven't seen during any of this, but Roddy's been right there getting attacked by people in the middle of it. So, I mean, they signed the contract, Kyle and Adam, but I'm waiting to see what they're going to do with Roddy. That's the big one, because he's been there, but he hasn't done anything in there, if you catch my drift. So, I'm super waiting to see that, but I mean, it was really just seemed like a really quick night last night. I mean, I watched it this morning, but I don't know. It just seemed to go by really, really, really fast. And really, this is just time killing for getting us to take over. So it's really all they're doing. But appreciate you spending the time. Give me the time of day. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. You guys have any ideas? Say something on the page. Message me. Post on there. Hey, well, we need to go over this. And we can go over that. And, yeah, so like, share, follow, comment. Wrestling with Ski across Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Anchor, Spotify, all of that. Tell me what you think. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for giving me the time. And until tomorrow, my friends. Peace.